Welcome, my dear friends, to this lecture in which we will discuss the development environment that we will work on. Visual Studio is a powerful tool for building applications. It is an integrated development environment, or IDE, created by Microsoft. This tool is designed to help developers create a wide range of applications, from simple websites to complex enterprise software. It's like a digital workshop for developers. Imagine having all the tools you need in one place, from code editors to debuggers and even design tools. Visual Studio brings all these elements together seamlessly, making the development process more efficient and enjoyable. Visual Studio provides everything you need to write code, design interfaces, and test your applications. It supports a variety of programming languages, so you can work in the language you're most comfortable with. Plus, it offers powerful debugging tools to help you find and fix issues quickly. Visual Studio is popular because it supports many programming languages. Whether you're coding in C#, JavaScript, Python, or any other language, Visual Studio has the tools you need. This flexibility makes it a favorite among developers of all skill levels and backgrounds. Whether you're building websites, mobile apps, or desktop software, Visual Studio has you covered. It offers specialized tools and templates for different types of projects, so you can get started quickly and focus on what matters most, creating great software. With Visual Studio, the possibilities are endless. To get started, over to the official Visual Studio website. Look for the Community Edition, which is free to use. Click the download button and save the installer file to your computer. Make sure to choose the correct version for your operating system. Once the download is complete, locate the installer file and double-click to run it. You'll be greeted by the Visual Studio installer. Follow the on-screen instructions. You can choose to install the default components or customize the installation by selecting specific workloads. After the installation, launch Visual Studio. Once you're in, click on Create a New Project. This will open a window where you can choose from a variety of project templates. Section 5. Selecting the ASP.NET Core MVC template. In the Create a New Project window, search for ASP.NET Core Web App. Select this template and click Next. Give your project a name and click Create to generate the project structure. Section 6. Exploring the project structure. In this section, we will take a deep dive into the various components that make up your project. Understanding the structure is crucial for efficient development and maintenance. When you create a new project in Visual Studio, it will automatically generate a bunch of folders and files for you. These are designed to help you organize your code and resources effectively. Let's break down what each one does and why they are important. This will give you a clearer picture of how to navigate and utilize these folders. The controllers folder is where you'll write the logic for handling user requests and responses. Think of controllers as the traffic cops of your application, directing the flow of data between the user interface and the backend. Models represent the data of your application, like category, products, or users. They are the blueprints for the data that your application will manage. This folder is crucial for defining the structure of your data and how it interacts with the database. Views are responsible for displaying information to the user in the browser. They are essentially the front end of your application, where you design the user interface using HTML, CSS, and sometimes JavaScript. This is where the user interacts with your application. Don't worry if it seems overwhelming now. It's completely normal to feel a bit lost when you're just starting out. The key is to take it one step at a time and gradually familiarize yourself with each component. As you continue to build your application, you'll get more familiar with these folders and their purposes. Practice makes perfect, and soon enough, navigating through these folders will become second nature to you. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Additionally, don't hesitate to seek help from the community or attend workshops and coding meetups. These can provide valuable insights and tips that can accelerate your learning process. Make use of the abundant resources available online, such as documentation, tutorials, and forums. These can be incredibly helpful when you're stuck or need a deeper understanding of a particular concept. With time and persistence, you'll master the project structure and become proficient in managing your code base. Keep pushing forward and don't be afraid to experiment and learn from your mistakes. Collaboration with your team can also provide new perspectives and solutions to problems you might face. Working together can make the learning process more enjoyable and effective. Reflect on your progress regularly and celebrate your milestones. Each step forward is a step closer to becoming a skilled developer. Keep up the great work and happy coding. Section 7. Running your first ASP.NET Core MVC application. Hit the play button at the top of Visual Studio to run your application. This will start a web server and open your default browser. You should see a basic web page. This confirms that your project is set up correctly. Section 8. Understanding the MVC architecture. ASP.NET Core MVC follows the Model View Controller architectural pattern. This pattern is a fundamental concept in software engineering and is widely used in web development. The MVC pattern separates the application's concerns into three interconnected parts: the model, the view, and the controller. Each part has a distinct responsibility, which helps in managing the complexity of large applications. The model is responsible for managing the data and business logic of the application. It directly handles the data that is passed to and from the database, ensuring that the data is processed correctly. The view is what the user interacts with. It displays the data to the user in a specific format, making sure that the information is presented clearly and effectively. The controller acts as an intermediary between the model and the view. It handles user input, processes it, and then interacts with the model to update the data. It also updates the view to reflect any changes in the data. This separation of concerns makes your code more organized, maintainable, and testable. By keeping the business logic, user interface, and user input handling separate, developers can work on different parts of the application simultaneously without causing conflicts. Additionally, this architecture makes it easier to write unit tests for your application. Since each component has a specific role, you can test them independently, ensuring that each part works correctly before integrating them. In summary, understanding and implementing the MVC architecture in your projects can significantly improve the quality and maintainability of your code. It allows for better collaboration among team members and makes the development process more efficient. Section 9. Conclusion. Congratulations! You've successfully installed Visual Studio and set up your first ASP.NET Core MVC project. This is just the beginning of your journey into web development. Now you can start building your own web applications. Explore the world of ASP.NET Core